Jumbo, fellow adventurers, Mike Dooley, time for a spiritual tune-up. This time on a topic that is literally and truly out of this world. Super exciting, a lot of fun. Don't let these kind of topics that I'm about to get into distract you from your amazing here and now, your rocking life. But by speculating and intuiting and reasoning about greater issues, we can have maybe more confidence in the majesty and miraculous nature of life and thereby get it on here and now. So, where did human beings come from? Okay, now I'm going to give you one of the most far out stories I have ever read, and then I'm going to blow it to smithereens. So I would pretty much be certain that you do not know where this is going, and you will not know where this is going 3, 4, 5 minutes into this talk. So hang in there until the end, because it's all good and it all dances with truth. It's just that truth is a many splendor thing. Okay, so I read this book that I got to share with you. This is a pretty unknown guy, Sal Rachel, The Real History of Earth. He does readings. I've hired him and he's done a couple of readings for me before. He does some channeling stuff. So profound, but he's not really well known. I think right now he's hosting workshops in Egypt. He's American, really good guy. And he tells a story, The Real History of Earth, that just blew my mind. And I'm going to drill down on it and expand it from there. And it stems from a recognition just by evidence of ruins scattered around planet Earth, that our civilization is wildly older than our historians are telling us. Into the millions and millions, plural, of years. And when I say our civilization, I'm just talking about humanity on Earth. Because there's been many civilizations of human beings on Earth all these millions of years. The ruins are everywhere, like every nook and cranny on planet Earth. There's these stunning, shocking ruins, and you cannot successfully date rock. Okay, and they test some plates or organic material nearby. The most common forms of testing, I forget the word of now, is can only go like 37,000 years old. So we have no idea through testing the way we test how old civilization is. But Sal Rachel, one more look at that book, states in a channeled trance that a long time ago, more than we can even probably fathom, maybe 1 billion years ago, I don't know. He probably says, but I don't remember. There was life in this very solar system, and it existed and flourished on the most exotic, beautiful, perfect planet in our very solar system. And of course, we're talking about planet Maldek. Maldek, according to Sal. And the inhabitants thrived there into technology, into their psychic awareness, into self-reflection, literally God's coming alive. But there were some immature souls in the ranks, and they ultimately got into power. And despite the great vibe on planet Maldek, there ended up being the equivalent of nuclear war, to the degree that they literally blew the planet to smithereens, which, according to Sal, explains the asteroid belt that's so well known and documented. I don't know what planets it's in between, but you all remember learning about the major asteroid belt. That's planet Maldek. They blew it up. But prior to destroying it, they were so sophisticated, technologically speaking, that they had already established an outpost on the next most exotic, spectacular, beautiful, perfectly habitable planet in our solar system. You are not going to guess what that planet was. Mars. Right. And because the outpost was established and technology was already there to a degree, when Maldek blew up, they were able to build again and thrive again. And literally, the canals, the famed canals of Mars, which scientists say now are not canals, they're natural formations. No, they were man-made canals all over the surface of Mars. It was a lush, green, thriving planet in our solar system until they started fighting again. And this time, they wiped out life on the surface of Mars through nuclear war, but not before they had already established another outpost on the next most amazing planet in our solar system, Earth. And so, while some were able to stay behind and live underground on Mars, presumably to this very day, according to Sal, there's so much profound stuff in his dozen books that is of a nature that it resonates truth. That when he talks about stuff like this, which I have no basis to judge, I give him the benefit of the doubt because everything else is so amazing. So life continued on Mars, but underground, because on the surface it was obliterated 1 million years ago by warfare. But as I said, there was an outpost on Earth where I believe the Maldekians were connecting with some of the humans. I don't know if they were all humans. I don't know if we all came from Maldek. I need to reread it again. It was many years ago. But basically, significantly, according to Sal, our global civilization is heavily influenced, perhaps through DNA, perhaps entirely their DNA, and through sophistication with their technology. The Maldekians helped build up Atlantis, which is a human created civilization influenced by the Maldekians, if that's how you say it. And then, as the story goes, the Atlanteans, while highly sophisticated in technology, I totally believe in that civilization on Earth being highly, highly, highly evolved technically and spiritually, but not spiritually enough to ultimately refrain from war and many other inhumane ways of living, like discrimination, like elitism, like exclusionary practices with different groups of people on planet Earth, to such a degree that basically there was a reset button. Some texts say there was nuclear war on our planet millions of years ago. I have no idea. But either way, the continent sunk in one sense due to a necessary reset because of behavior run amok. Not as judgment, not as punishment, but just because they were so lost, they became so lost that it wasn't worth it to keep on living. They wanted to live better, and the only way to live better was thoughts become things, be drawn through unthought of territory, which is like hit the reset button. So there you have it. That is one of the most compelling, fascinating, mind-boggling stories I've ever heard. Look at Mars. There's canals all over it. Look at the pyramid on Mars. Look at the face on Mars. Look at the other remnants that have been found and supposedly debunked by scientists who really don't know. Look at the fact that there are alien spaceships all over planet Earth all the time, captured on video. Look at my other earlier spiritual Now, I have not yet blown this up. I'm still saving that for last. Okay, something else is coming. This is going to shatter the whole thing. But look at my other spiritual tune-ups where we talk about alien life and visitors and psychic astral projections by aliens visiting us and what we're capable of doing of visiting them. So here's where I'm going to blow it all up right now. But it's fascinating stuff, right? And it just kind of makes sense. I mean, if there's no such thing as time and we're eternal beings, wouldn't it be kind of silly if time on Earth began 2,000 years ago, as some people think, or 5,000 years ago, or 1 million years ago? Like, why not, 250 million years ago? Time is eternal. That's a drop in the bucket. Okay, so something I've always found kind of bizarre and almost annoying is folks who kind of say, and you'll think I just said it, it's not about we evolved from the ocean as an amoeba. It's not about creationism with God putting Adam and Eve on planet Earth, supposedly. We came from the stars. I think that's ridiculous. And that does not contradict what I'm saying because I didn't finish saying what I'm saying. The idea that we came from the stars, as if that answered any stupid question. We came from the stars. Where did the star people come from? Oh, they came from other stars. Well, where did those people come from? Oh, they came from the other stars. It's like, that's no answer at all. Now, I don't dispute that we've been star hopping, planet hopping, for probably as long as there have been planets. But where did the first folks come from? No, not amoebas on Maldek or somewhere else. Evolution never explained the origins of intelligence and consciousness. Okay, never. Silly, crazy, stupid idea. Excuse me for anybody I offended. But when you dream at night and you're walking on your dream planet Earth, having an argument with somebody who drove poorly, in your dream at night, where did you come from? Well, in your dream, the dreaming you would say, well, I was born in 1990. I was born in Croatia. I was born, then I went to college here and I went to... We have all that, those reasons, all those ideas. Those are not the now. Those are just what you remember and how you remember them. The point I'm making is, in a nighttime dream, even though there seems to be a history and a lineage, it's a spontaneous manifestation that comes with a memory and priorities and objectives. And it's not that you evolved out of an amoeba, and it's not that you're some, placed here by God. It is totally different. And I would say the answer to creationism versus evolution, which I have already addressed, but not this tangent, is that in the deepest sense, neither exists. Both are just constructs to kind of dance around the almost unanswerable question of how did it all begin? Where did it all begin? What was day one? But remember, that question is fatally flawed because it's relying on time, and we know, thanks to Einstein and many spiritual teachers, that time's purely an illusion. In your nighttime dream, you didn't evolve. In your nighttime dream, God didn't put you down like a piece of clay on your dream sphere. We spontaneously create, and there's such a thing in science called spontaneous generation. There used to be a belief by some scientists that species would spontaneously generate from non-living matter. Okay, I totally believe that, except the last part, non-living matter. The view that we spontaneously generated from non-living matter must mean that time and space and matter are bedrock reality. They're holographic images that we stream into place. So it's not like to have spontaneous generation, you have to have matter first, which is where the scientist erred. I know today the concept of spontaneous generation is supposedly proven false and totally debunked and never could ever exist. But that's all conclusions based on people who live as if time, space, and matter were reality, and they don't get that it's our own projections. So I would submit to you that we are all spontaneously generating in an eternal now, right now. And the answer isn't evolution, creation, or we came from the stars. It's just that, boom, there you go. Here we are with a believed in past, which is just as fake as our streamed present, and a believed in future, yet it all seems so real so that we can get it on, have adventures, be gripped by drama, be terrified, be lured by our dreams, discover how powerful we are, get to the top of the mountains like, this is where I started. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. What a masterpiece. Let me go live another lifetime. This is the nature of reality, and it's all happening inside the mind of God, and it's all thought, pure thought. It's your thoughts. You're a streaming manifester, and you didn't come from the ocean, and you didn't come from the stars, and you didn't get placed here by God. We are God, come alive in the dream of life, and we're trying to put labels on it using time, space, and matter references that totally fail in the scheme of things, which does not negate the fact that you might be in Louisiana right now, the dream of Louisiana. It does not negate the fact that this is the year 2021, because we all believe in that illusion, that lie. Does not negate the fact that there is a planet Mars that very likely was heavily populated. It does not negate the fact that Mars was populated by people from Maldek, and that we may have DNA from Maldekians. None of that's negated, but there's a bigger picture that blows it all up, saying and implying that it is not quite what we think it is. Whoa! Isn't this so much fun? Now, don't get distracted. Get back to your daily life, the beauty at hand. Just know that there's so much more splendor and magic going on than you could ever comprehend, and that if you want to be happy, if you want a new car, if you want a new boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, you can have it. You live in a dream world. Thoughts become things. Post your questions down below. Totally check out the link below or swipe my bio and Instagram for the archived 200 earlier spiritual tune-ups, because I've talked about some of these things in tangents, karma, blah, 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 on and on. But I can't wait to answer your next question tomorrow. Post it below on Facebook or Instagram today. Thank you for the hearts and the peace signs. Hey, Barbara, glad you're in the house. Sandra, Dominique on Facebook, Fairy Tales. Jesus is in the house on Instagram. Snow White Aquarian. And yeah, all right. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm reading funny names. Okay. All right, everybody, have an amazing Wednesday, the best of your life so far. Can't wait to see you mañana. Hasta la pronto. Tell a friend about these tune-ups. Share the link.